Good morning. This is Gaming Perspectives with
Saul
and Jolene. And today's episode is called What If D&D Goes Digital or something like that.
Well, the guy who is going to come out with Deathbringer.
Deathbringer.
I forget
I don't know.
He's on YouTube. You know
anyway.
who he is. Anyway, so we were listening to his podcast or video.
Whatever it is. His YouTube channel. And he made, what did he say? He made an episode called something like, This is the End of D&D or something like that.
Yeah. But what he was talking about is that D&D is going to change substantially in the next edition, not the current 2024 edition.
Well, that wasn't what he was talking about. He was talking about D&D Beyond going to a digital description.
Okay.
A digital subscription.
It is already.
I know.
So it's D&D 2024 is officially called D&D 5.5.
Yes.
Right? And they were trying to call it D&D 1 because it's going to be the end all. But anyway, this YouTuber says that he thinks that they're going to make a 6th edition, even though it's going to be in 2-3 years at the earliest incarnation. Because that's what happened with 3.5, right? There was 3.3, 3.5 came out, then they did 4th edition, which drastically changed things. But we don't want to get into that, right? So we have, he believes that D&D 6th edition is going to probably be the all digital only. There's not going to be any printed books.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe that. And the reason for that is to push people to go to the subscription model like D&D Beyond.
Which I don't think they're going to have to. They don't need to push people to do that. People who are on D&D Beyond, I think they will go to a subscription. It's like $2 a month or something.
Yeah.
And $4 if you want the 2 weeks instead of 1 week before stuff comes out. But I'm just telling you right now that they're still going to publish the books because they're going to make a lot of money from the D&D Beyond people. There's like 19 million people on that thing.
I think it's 11.
And even if half of them bought a subscription for $2, that's a lot of money.
Yes.
A month for Hasbro.
Right. Well, the reason he says this, and I kind of agree with him, is that the president of Hasbro, I forget her name, but she said that D&D is under-monetized.
Well, she just monetized it with the D&D Beyond, so everything's good. It's not the end. It's just a change. And who knows? People are still playing the 2014 5th edition.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if people are even playing AD&D.
Yeah.
Right. So the idea that this is the death of D&D or the end of D&D, he totally disagrees with that, right? Because there's other games that are going to be made that either are mimicking D&D or are using the D20 rules to put out games like I don't know if Dagger Heart is D20, but other games like Shadow Dark and other games like that are used based on the either OSR or D&D 5th edition rule set are being made and published and kickstarted.
In fact, I saw on one of the YouTube videos I was watching, I saw an advertisement for a D&D, whatever you want to call it, supplement or something. And they said you could either, it fits with the D&D 2014 and 2024.
Right.
Editions. So I thought that was interesting. So people who are making stuff are still going to be able to make it for that because it's not an open license, but what do they call it now?
I think it's open gaming. They might have made it Creative Commons, but I don't remember.
It was one of those.
Right. Well, it was open gaming.
I think
license.
It's Creative Commons now.
Did they switch it to Creative Commons?
Know.
Because it's not that way. They can't change it theoretically. Creative Commons, according to the Creative Commons.
Anyway.
How it's set up. But yeah, you're right. I think I was thinking of this new, I think it's new. I think it's still being kickstarted or it might have just finished being kickstarted called Nimble, which is a 5th edition change of rules or a different way of looking at it. And a lot of people like it because it's supposedly, I haven't really looked into it, but it's on advertised it left and right. Nimble is the name of it, and supposedly it's strategic combat, it's quicker combat, it's everything you want out of D&D, but it isn't. So according to the taglines, it says everything you want out of D&D 5th edition, or everything D&D 5th edition should have been. Anyway, so there's not going to be a death of D&D because other people are going to take up the cause if such a thing as 6th edition being digital only.
Well, and what I saw on the D&D Beyond thing was that if you have the subscription, the $4 a month subscription,
Okay.
you can share the stuff with your friends. I believe that's probably only on D&D Beyond, but you can get a free account, right? So you can still share it with them. And most people have rules on their computers anyway in a form of a PDF or on their tablet or whatever. So I don't think this is going to be a death of anything.
No, and I think that you're right. It's not going to be a death of anything. It would be interesting if they do that.
It's a change, right?
If they do go to digital only, they won't print any books because printing books costs a lot of money. There's transporting the books, and anything physical is going to have some inherent cost before you can make a profit.
And if you consider what most people or players do these days, they have most everything on digital, right? Anyway,
I don't know.
I mean, I know you have everything in book format.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But you also have everything in digital format.
Not everything, but I have both. But I'm an old dude, so older dude.
I hate when he says that because then he makes me sound old.
Yeah. So any of you young people who listen, being old goes up as you age. So what I used to be old to me when I was, let's say,
20,
even younger, like 40 was old, or 30. But then I passed 40 a few years ago. So now like 70 sounds old to me.
No.
80 sounds old. Okay, 80 sounds old. Yeah. So until I turn 80, I won't be old. I'm just older. Anyway, so what was I going with that?
I said that you have everything in book format and digital.
Well, the reason I like books is just I like the feel of books. I like to be page through books. I like the idea of putting little flags on the parts of the rules where I can get to them.
I think a lot of people like that. You can do the same thing with a PDF, by the way. You can print out the PDF if you want to.
Oh, my God.
And then you can put your little tags on it if you want to.
I'm just saying. PDF.
And a lot of people do like to read stuff physically versus on the computer. But what I know is digital works really well if you want to take all the rules with you. Like if you're going to a gaming convention or you're going to your friend's house, and you can have the One Ring on your tablet. That way you don't have to
lug of books.
Yeah,
I agree. But
I'm just saying.
So if it goes all digital? What does it mean for the D&D industry? I could care less about Hasbro and WotC, honestly, but because it's a huge conglomerate corporation. But what does it mean for the rest of the...
So dark conspiracy there. Sorry.
Dark Conspiracy is a great game. Which is actually being changed. It's being republished and reformatted to your favorite Traveler rules, 2D6 rules.
Are they changing the dice system?
Yes, of course. 2D6 Traveler.
Oh, well, I don't even want to talk about that. Okay,
because you don't even want to talk about.
I don't even want to go there.
Traveler. Okay, so what does it mean for everybody else? What does it mean for the TTRPG industry?
Well, I'm just gonna say that considering that VTTs are part of the gaming industry currently, and we use it every Friday to play role-playing games with people that you've been playing role-playing games with since you were a teenager.
Right.
And they're not with us here physically in our house.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were not with us here in this prime material.
No, we're not playing
a seance game?
No.
Magic 8 Ball?
But I think that it's already been changed. The pandemic changed a lot of stuff. The way that tabletop role-playing games are played anyway. We still like to get together and play on a table with people. Mm-hmm. But for convenience or for space-time continuum stuff, like where you are in the country or the world, a VTT works, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think that that's going to change too much, because you could still get onto D&D Beyond if you aren't already, which I'm not, but you could, and you could play it that way.
Yes.
If you wanted to play D&D.
Right.
That edition.
I agree.
Otherwise, you can play any edition you want.
That's true, too. So I think, first of all, if they do go digital, there's going to be exodus of people who don't play D&D, right? People are going to say, well, I don't want to, like older people like me, probably say, you know what? And kind of like the 24 edition, I have not bought those books. I have no intent on buying those books. But then again, I had no intent on buying That's D&D 5th edition.
He had no intent on buying D&D.
I didn't. It was
because he had all the Pathfinder books. He didn't need
I didn't
a D&D edition.
I didn't even look at it. But somebody gave it to me for my birthday. Thank you, Mike. And I didn't even look at it. My birthday's in August. I don't think
You didn't look at it at all. Augustine looked at it.
My son
because
looked at it.
I want you to run this.
Well, he goes, this is really neat good set of rules. I go, okay. I totally ignored him when he first said it. This 2024. 2014. How old was he?
I don't know.
11, right? Born 2003. He was 11 or 12. And I'm like, no, I just ignored him. I didn't even say anything to him. And then not even a month later, or a couple of weeks ago, he goes, you should run this game. It's really good. I'm like, I go, Augustine, there is literally a whole shelf of Pathfinder books. Like what is that? 24 inches wide?
2 feet of books, yes.
At least 2 feet of books. More, right? And I'm like, no. Well, now I have.
Don't even start.
D&D probably has at least
good 2 feet of books.
16 inches of books or something. Yeah, 2 feet. So that's why I had no intent. And indeed, it was not totally different set of rules, but it was a set of rules that I'm like, okay, they're doing away with all this math that I have to do. Advantage, disadvantage, so much easier. A lot less things you could do as far as, or have to worry about as far as step this, step that, blah, 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 blah. So here I am running 5th edition.
It's amazing what your son will get you to do.
Well, okay, so there's that. So first of all, will people leave playing D&D? Will they not go to 6th edition if it goes to full digital only? Absolutely. People will stop playing.
But it's going to be a small percentage of people.
That I don't know.
It doesn't.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be 75% of people.
No, I wouldn't even say that.
I would go with like maybe 30.
Wow, that's more than I thought it would be.
Maybe
30% of the largest group of people playing role-playing games is a fair...
I'm just saying that because those are the people that aren't going to want to go onto the computer and get onto D&D Beyond and be able to get it digitally,
right.
Which 30% may be a little high, but...
Yeah, it might be a little bit high, but so that still represents a lot of players, right?
Maybe 20.
But will they leave
no.
the role playing community? Will they stop playing role playing games?
No, they're not going to do that.
I think the biggest impact would be on probably game stores, right? Because D&D is the biggest role playing game that they sell. If you go to any role playing shop or hobby shop, your favorite local gaming store, they're going to have D&D books. They may not have Call of Cthulhu. They may not have Savage Worlds or any of the plethora of other games.
I'm not sure about that.
They have it at Barnes & Noble. I mean, and it's a pretty huge thing.
I'm saying that the game store, if it's a game store like any of the game stores, Game Castle or something, they're going to have Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you go to any game store and maybe they don't have a large selection of RPGs, they're going to have the fifth 5.5 edition.
That's why I'm saying that 6.0, if they release it or when they release it.
So you're going against what the Dungeon Master guy says. Okay. I agree with him more than you do, obviously. I would say that D&D obviously outsells every other RPG out there.
And that's why I posit that it's probably going to keep doing it, because even if you're making money online, you're still going to want to make the money of the people that are going to walk into those bookstores.
Okay. All right. You're not convinced. I understand that. But I'm convinced totally.
That's fine. Whatever.
So that might mean a smaller, a little bit of a hit that the local gaming stores might take. But they might...
It just means that Pathfinder might become a bigger seller.
It definitely would open the door for Pathfinder, right?
Yeah.
Which is the second largest role-playing game played. But maybe some independent games too. Maybe people will look for, let's get out of D&D 5th. I mean, let's get out of the fantasy. Let's try something else. And then... Bada bing, bada boom. You got.
Even though I'm just saying, because D&D is the biggest seller doesn't mean it's the only game out there. You have Call of Cthulhu, you have Vampire,
of course.
You have all kinds of different genres where people. Then Modifius has all kinds of games.
Savage Worlds. Yeah. We know.
GURPS.
But there's people out there who believe there's only D&D.
That's because that's all they have played.
That's all they've ever played.
They may be young, and that may be what they are learning, and they may go to Daggerheart anyway because that's what their people that taught them are doing.
Right. No, I agree. Another problem I have with digital only is like renting, right? You don't own the game because you can't, unless you log on to D&D Beyond, or you cannot access that rule book or whatever it is. Why are you looking at me funny?
I'm gonna agree to disagree on that one.
It's true.
Okay.
It's like Roll20. When you buy something off Roll20, you could only access that stuff when you log on to Roll20. Mm-hmm. So that's the way D&D Beyond is. Anyway, I see you seem reluctant to agree with me. I don't like that idea. Like a lot of video games went that way, right? You used to buy, well, back in the old days, I'm not talking floppy disks, okay? There was these CDs, CD-ROMs, they call them. And they switched to DVDs, but a lot of them were CDs. And you used to use that. You go to the store, buy that box that had a DVD in it, CD, and then put that into your computer, and it would install the game for you, right?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yes. So now with Steam and the latest EULA, which is the user license, blah, 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 basically it has made it so that you don't own the game, is that they're giving you permission to use the game. That's what the EULA says if you read that big old 80, 100-page document.
You don't have a problem with that, though?
No, I don't have a problem, because I do and I don't, because it's so much easier.
I know you don't, because I've seen your game library on Steam.
I bought those on bundles. Anyway, sales. The fact is, not that I'm
Please
pushing.
do not buy any more games.
Not that I'm giving free advertising. They don't pay me nothing. But there is Steam sales.
Shall call hypocrite on you.
Even though I do buy games online, and I don't own physical copies of them, and therefore I won't be able to move that game to a different computer unless I am hooked up to the internet, right? And then reinstall that stuff.
Well, you've had to do that a couple of times anyway on your regular computer.
Yeah, well, okay, you're right. But still, I mean, if I had the DVDs or the CDs, I could just install it straight from there.
I'm with you on that one.
So this is a subscription model kind of idea. And though I don't like it, even in computer games, I definitely wouldn't like it for a role-playing game. Just saying that.
Yeah, but
for me, the idea sucks, even though I acquiesce to the terribleness of the man who's telling me to.
Progress is hard.
Yes, progress is hard. Now, the idea of D&D 6th edition being just subscriber only, or only available digitally, and probably only available through D&D Beyond, is that it screams to me downloadable content / microtransactions, which I absolutely hate. They do this in video games, right? They do this in video games, you know they do, where you go play a game and you can, if you want this. So you get the basic character, but later on you can add a different jacket or outfit. Even weapons can be colored and sprayed with all kinds of emblems and stuff.
You're preaching to the choir. I don't know how many times I put money into Augustine's account to buy skins.
Yes, skins, exactly. But if you go on D&D Beyond and you have a token, or like a token that you play on the board or like on the VTT, then you can have a special token that color in a certain... Right. I mean, yeah, we could care less, but that would be kind of the stuff that would be happening, and probably is happening. I don't know. I'm not on D&D Beyond.
Okay. I'll call hypocrite on you on this one, too.
Oh, my God.
Because on Roll20, first she was like, I don't want to buy the books. We have the books. This was for D&D 5th edition. And when I wrote in a game on Roll20, I'm buying the freaking books because I need them. And you didn't have a problem with it once they were there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and I bought the adventures.
If we paid for it, I'm sure as well darn going to use them.
I'm just saying that it depends on, I mean, if you're going to use it, there's not a problem with buying it or paying for it, right?
Correct.
So it's the same with all the skins that my son owns for his guns on, what is it? CSGO or whatever.
Yeah, CSGO.
I'm like, that's okay. That's his thing, right?
You're right. I agree. You're right. I'm sort of hypocritical in that sense, but not really in my own mind, because I can compartmentalize myself, so I don't believe that I'm being
okay.
So we are.
Okay. So the other thing that I think you should talk about, I don't know if you have this written down. I understand that you are grumpy about the digital stuff.
Grumpy.
But I don't think that's really going to change gaming that much, because there's still going to be people who are playing all kinds of different games at home, at a gaming store. I have seen Pathfinder rooms full of, what are they called?
Real people.
what is it?
Organized
The Pathfinder, yeah, organized play, where there are, I don't know, 16, 18 tables of 4 to 6 people each. And they're like having so much fun in a room full of people at a real table with all the little accoutrements, like your battle mat and your figures and everything. I don't think that's going to change that much, even if D&D does go digital.
Well, I think I was looking around, I think Reddit, because it's an idea that's been bounced around, that if things like, if it goes all digital, then it would make more people play in person.
It would make older people play in person.
Maybe even younger people. Okay, so let me get past this.
You're gonna grumpy some more?
Something like not owning the books, right? I like PDFs, and some of them I really do like and even love. I mean, when they first came out, they were just like, OCR or character. Optical character recognition. You put them through that, it spits out a PDF, and that was it. So it was basically like a photocopied book on your computer. But now, but not just lately, but within the last few years, quite a few years now, you can they're indexed, they're hyperlinked. If you click on something that's highlighted, it'll take you to where that thing is.
All I say
mentioned.
is I have the Shadowrun 5th edition PDF on and that thing has saved my life because with the index, because you can put in the word and then it'll, because it's in so many different places what you need to know about something, that you can go through the PDF like that. I like that.
Like exactly when they're well made, right? The PDF,
yes,
and they're searchable. Like that's even better. So I think that's really cool. I like that. On the other hand, it could mean a shift to players and GMs don't like the subscription model. But I think with the advent of COVID, and as much as the youths of today are so comfortable being around a computer, at a computer, even talking to people on the computer, like through Discord is a app that people use, or especially younger people, they love that app.
You old people use it too, so
I haven't used it Discord. Well, I guess I have.
You have it on all the time. What are you talking about?
You're right. So what I think is those younger people are not going to have a problem with going all digital online because they're so used to it.
No, in fact, your son plays with people that he knows from online. He plays a D&D game with. Yeah,
people he's never met in real life.
Yeah,
right. So I think after COVID, it made people, even older people, have to go online, and they're like, "Oh, this is not so bad. Oh, I can play with James, which I haven't played since we were in high school."
And they'll do it, and they'll be kicking and screaming about it, but you can explain it to them, and they will learn.
And especially as the population gets older, they retire or whatever happens. I think people will go online and play games. Now, I'm not saying they're going to play D&D Beyond 6th edition, but they'll play other games.
Yeah.
The VTTs out there are really getting better and better with every day.
Yes.
They're implementing new things. They're making things easier, hopefully, instead of harder. But, more complex.
I understand.
VTTs, I use Roll20 because...
You sort of know how to use it.
I sort of know how to use it.
Since their last update is...
they keep updating it, but so I for a while there, I hadn't run games in a while. And so when I'm like, oh, what happened to my... Oh, it's not the same button. This button didn't exist before. What does it do? Those kind of things.
But we dragged the old man kicking and screaming into this new century.
Shouldn't talk about Tom like that.
I was talking about you.
Another thing is people... Like we already mentioned that people could just play the older versions of the game.
That's what they do anyway.
That's what we do anyway.
I know people that play AD&D all the time.
AD&D. But there's always people who don't want to play online, like our friend Bay.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, I had enough of that when COVID.
He did. So did we all.
That's true.
And it is fun to play in person, but we still get him to play online with us. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that is for somebody who's such a grumpy old man.
No, that's you, babe. Not.
He's older than me, I think.
But that doesn't mean he's a grumpy old man.
Oh, okay. Also, I think that it might help third-party publishers like Savage Worlds, who isn't D&D, who isn't part of WotC. They might get a bump in people looking at their physical books and their physical stuff, and they might get a little boom or a little push of people wanting to buy the books or at least look into other tabletop RPGs.
I'm just going to say that I don't know when it was, last year or the year before, when D&D had the whole open license
Debacle?
fiasco thing.
I think that really turned a lot of people off.
No, but what I'm saying is that brought in other games like Payazo. Is that how you say
Something
it?
like that, yeah. That's the Pathfinder people.
And other groups. They just got more people to go and buy their games. I
agree.
That is what happened during that debacle kind of thing.
Yes.
So the same thing might happen if they go all digital.
Yes.
It'll just push people to, if they don't like that, and
Right.
I'm using air quotes because I disagree with a lot of the things Saul has said today,
You're so wrong.
that they'll just go buy other things. And I don't think it's going to impact the amount of people that play in person,
No.
because they're still going to play in person, because that's a lot of fun for the game. And if you haven't done it, I would suggest you do it. Find someone in your area and play with them, because then you get the good snacks, you get the bad
snacks.
drinks, all kinds of stuff, right?
No, I agree with you. I think that's what will happen. I think third-party publishers will get a little bump in their sales, in the people, at the very least, people interested or looking at their games.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I had a thing here saying this digital online only version of D&D, if it does happen, it'll be totally accepted by the younger generation. They're used to microtransactions. They're used to subscriptions. Everything now is subscriptions, right? Your Spotify, Discord isn't subscription. I don't know how Discord makes any money.
I don't know.
Must be advertising. So they're used to that. That's not a big deal for them. For microtransactions,
No.
for downloadable content, stuff like that.
It's not a big deal for you either. You do it all the time.
They also have no history and nostalgia of playing together. Oh, remember when back we used
I
to
think
play?
they do. I mean, kids like Augustine, who are 22, they do have a history of playing at a table with people.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even younger people than him.
Okay, I would.
Especially during the pandemic. I think
Yes.
people like who were 10, 12, 11, 12 through 13 during the pandemic. And if they start playing D&D, they probably start playing online. And so online is their first experience, or was their experience.
Maybe.
Maybe,
But I'm
maybe.
going to give you your niece and her husband and their two boys playing
Yes, true.
D&D. And I don't think they're playing 5th edition. I think they're playing 3rd edition or something.
No, they're playing what is like a kid's version of D&D.
I know, but it's the 3rd edition books, because
it?
that's the ones that his brother, or maybe they are 5th edition, but I don't think so.
Yeah, they're like I don't know. They're like, what is it? I think they're 5th edition, but they're just made for kids. He
made a game for kids. Richard, your nephew-in-law. He created the game.
Oh, I thought he was running like a 5th edition game. Oh, he made it up. I don't know, but you're right.
Those are going to be the usual. Yeah. That's usually how kids start playing.
That's true. So I think it depends on when you grew up and where were you when COVID hit, right? Or how old you were. So I think some people will look back and think, oh, we've been playing online since forever. So it's not going to be a big deal. There's no nostalgia. Oh, we used to play around the table for years and years and years if you grew up at a certain time. But like I said, I think today's youth is so used to being online that having a subscription model is not gonna be a big problem. Another thing is ease of entry, right? You pay $4 or $2.50, what it is for D&D Beyond basic level. Then I don't know what the advanced level does, but it gives you stuff 2 weeks ahead of time. Probably more storage or something. I don't know. Anyway, $5. It's not a lot of money, right? Compared that if you were to go into D&D and buy the books, let's say the basic 3, the Monster Manual, the Player's Handbook, and the GM's Guide, is going to cost you $150 to $180, depending on how much you tax and all this stuff and where you buy your books at. Because they're about $50 a piece, plus tax.
Which is more, someone is going to get their parents to buy that book for them, and if they're a teenager, and they're going to share it with all their friends anyway.
Right.
And if they can get a PDF, they're going to share that too.
But if you could just go online for $2.50 a month
and share it with your friends online, then you don't have. Then only one person has to buy it. They're still going to do that.
They're still going to do what?
One person is going to buy it and share it with the other people they play with online. You can do that with the D&D thing.
Oh, I don't know.
I read it yesterday when we were watching the thing.
You read it. I didn't. What I'm getting at is the ease of entry at the very beginning. Buying the books is really expensive, and whether you get your parents to do it or not, it doesn't matter. And the thing is a parent will be willing to shell out $250 a month for you to play online, than shell out $50 for one book, or maybe if you buy the whole set at the same time, $180. So they're like, oh yeah, I think I'll just pay. And kids, if they get an allowance or whatever you want to call it, they would definitely say, well, obviously $250 is cheaper than $180. At one point, though, you are basically spending more money for digital subscribing than you would if you had just the books, because the books are around forever.
Okay, old man.
So, I mean, depending on how much the subscription pay thing is, you could save money in the long run. When that is, how long you play the game. So I'm thinking to regain the money that you spent on D&D Beyond versus just buying the books, it'll probably be 3 or 4 years, maybe around there. If you do the math.
Okay.
I don't do math.
Is there anything else you want to just be grumpy about?
Yes. So this is not the end of D&D. Even if they go in subscription model, it's not the death of TTRPGs. Like I said, it might make people try different RPGs, which is good. Also, it's going to make younger people real easy to get into the game. And if they play online, they may want to play offline every once in a while.
Especially if they watch like an actual play on YouTube, which a lot of them will.
Right.
And do.
Correct. So I think if they go all digital, it's not going to be a negative impact on the
Tabletop
TTRPG hobby. It's going to be good. It's going to be good all the way around.
That's the thing I agree with.
And for old people, you you can hold on to your books for as long as you are alive, and you can play for free. Not for free, but as you play more and more games, the cost for those books kind of goes down. For, you know what I mean? Like if I play 100 times, okay, so I spent $50. I don't do math, so was that 50 cents every time I play? But if I play 1,000 times, it's down to like 5 cents every time I play, or even less. So the more you play with books, the cheaper it actually gets.
Instead of Solstar, I'm going to start calling you Grumpster.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so don't you agree though? Don't you agree that even if it goes digital only, it's only going to be a boon to other RPGs, and the hobby in general is going to not be too affected, as far as there's not going to be a mass exodus out of the RPG hobby.
That's what I said at the beginning. I do agree with that.
You should agree with everything I say. Okay,
Good luck.
I think that's what I'm driving at, and let's see what the future holds. We'll see if D&D 6th edition is digital only, and I'm going to point to this episode on this day.
It's okay. He won't remember what episode it was.
It's searchable.
So go out and play a tabletop RPG today.
Either online or in person.
That's it. This is Gaming Perspectives with
Saul
and Jolene.
And you have a good day.